Welcome back to another I Told You So video. No, that's not what people want to hear right now, but I'm trying to talk some of y'all off the ledge. There are people on X right now losing their minds over a dip. If y'all have been here longer than 5 minutes, y'all know this is going to happen. But before we go any further, do me a favor, hit the like button below if you want to see us getting out this, whatever this is, bear market. If you want alt season to start, if you want us to stay steady or whatever, hit that like button for me. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the subscription button. Hit that bell notification so that you know when we're doing videos, especially our lives and stuff. But without further ado, we're going to get started on this. Yeah, so doing some more research before for this our weekly, sometimes Monday video. I'm looking at X right now and I see people losing it. People destroying their property, stuff in their house, in their living room, their TVs. Ladies and gentlemen, there needs to be more people following this channel. Because I've always told y'all, I don't know nothing about TA. I have common sense, which is in rare supply these days. And I have a set of rules after being in crypto for 10 years. In rule number 12 of Grumpy's Rules of Crypto, when you think Bitcoin is going to zig or crypto is going to zig, it normally zags. I told y'all last week before that, if y'all are up in crypto, it is time to sip some profits. No matter what happened with this rate, it was time to sip a little bit of profits. I said I wasn't going to sip profits because when I purchased a lot of this crypto a couple of years ago, it was higher than what the price is now. But if you were in profits, it was time to sip some profits. And people are losing their mind right now because Bitcoin and crypto is going down. Not all of it, but we were seeing some very good price increases in several of our depend projects, and they have all gone to mess right now. Solana might be up a little bit, but we're going to take a look at all that and see kind of what's going on with everything. So earlier today, you saw Bitcoin, and it went from this about 115,000. And last night, it just started dumping, and it had a hard dump. And it came down to about 111,000. So you lost about $4,000 in maybe 5 hours, 6 hours. Maybe didn't like the results of some football yesterday. And it's been going kind of sideways since. You know, you would hope that you would see Ethereum go up and kind of trigger this alt season. But with Ethereum, you're not really seeing that. Ethereum kind of fell with the same amount. Starting last night, it all came down. Solana did basically the same thing. And so when you're seeing this happen across the crypto market, it's a little unsettling. We did see AVAX not break as much and kind of start this upward turn. That's always a positive. But some of our cryptos, you know, everybody's talking about Helium and this big buy off that Helium did and it was supposed to help out. It hasn't. Just being honest out there. I'm looking around. I don't know exactly where I left off. I've been looking around for 20, 30 minutes. Everybody and everything I keep reading keeps saying that we just had a whole bunch of longs get liquidated. Millions, somebody's saying billion. I don't know the exact number. I don't want to be quoted on the exact number, but basically some longs got liquidated, which kind of catapulted that even worse and drug everything down with it. Cause we know that majority of times everything is connected to Bitcoin. So, hey, if you got some extra cheddar, if you did take profits, then you go and you roll that back into whatever you wanted to buy into. You can buy it lower, possibly get back in if you want, or you just hold on to it. So before we get started on the projects, just remember you can go to Helium Deploy, that website. I have a link below to get you to the website. That helps me out just from you using that link going to the website. And also use the code GrumpyDad56 at checkout for some of the items that are there. And you can get 10% off. If the code doesn't work, you let me know and I can contact them. What I'm told is that Right now, Helium Deploy is offering faster shipping than what, say, Hotfix is doing on some devices. So you might want to look at them. So that's code saves you for 10% off, depending on what kind of product you get and how much it is. Two more things just real quick so I can say I said them. Just remember, I own almost all the crypto that we're about to talk about. I'm in all these projects. I will sell when I sell, but I want everybody to know that I hold them. And when times get tight, or when I think my profit margin's enough, I will sell. Also, I do have a Discord server. It is getting very popular. Has all these different projects in it. Everybody participates. Everybody helps each other out. So, hey, join the Discord. There's a link in the description below for that also. Thank y'all. All right, so I'm determined to get this video done in an hour. The hour and a half video is getting too much. Trust me, it takes me 4 hours by the time I finish recording it, editing it, getting it uploaded to YouTube buffering it to HD. It was just getting too much. I'll try to keep my rants down. And when I want to do rants on certain projects, I'll just start doing some individual videos on that during the week. We'll see how that works out. I always say that at the beginning of the video, and we'll see how that works out. So for the 11th week in a row, thank you. Congratulations to Chirp for the 11th week in a row. They are still holding on #1. Price has been about the same since last Monday. Was at 5 cents. It's at 4.9 now. Not really much changing. We're making about $3.50 a day on the Chirp Blackbird miner. I know there's not a lot of people with those out there, and the only way to get them now is to pay scalper prices. That's y'all decision if y'all want to do that. I won't make a scalper happy at all. I'm not buying a scalped device. That's just me. What's the big news with Chirp right now? Unless you're living underneath the rock, if you're looking on X or their Discord, I've did 2 videos on it over the weekend. You can't miss it. But it's Chirp KAGE Wings of Chronos. There's a big update that came. We started round 6. Round 5 rewards have not been paid yet, in case anybody's looking for those. So I couldn't tell you what I made in the round 5 KAGE round, whatever you want to call it, epoch or whatever. But yeah, Chirp, the Chronos has started again. I did some full videos on this. I'm not going to take up a lot of time on this. A lot of reports. And I'm sure only the people who are upset are complaining. So you don't hear about all the happy people. But I'm one of the upset, pissed off people. You check my video out from Saturday. I drove for almost 3 hours looking for this thing to find it in the middle of a swamp. Inaccessible unless you have a boat. And I'm not going to swim in the middle of a marsh. So I'm not going to swim in alligator infested waters. Some people are complaining about the rewards when they find the beacons. They're only like 10,000 points, not Chirp tokens, but 10,000 points, which if you just rode around and did the missions, you could get the same thing or way more. I understand some are higher than that. I think what pisses me off also is that you have some cities out there where there's people talking about they got 10 and 12 of these things in their city. I drove around New Orleans Saturday, half the day. There was one, and it was not even in the city of New Orleans. It was in the next parish, because we have parishes out here. Next parish over, again, and in the middle of the swamp. The city of New Orleans did not have one at all. So I do go to Baton Rouge later this week. We'll see if Baton Rouge has one. You know, hopefully it's a little more accessible. But reading a lot of X comments, Discord comments, there are a lot of people who are complaining that these things are not accessible to the public. They're behind private property, behind locked gates. They're in the middle of an interstate or highway. They are in a sewage canal, just crazy places that apparently they did not take the time when they placed these things to figure out where they were going. So that's Chirp. All right, we're going to move on. Next is going to be, for probably just as long, how many weeks in a row? Number 2 is GEODNET. GEODNET had some price fluctuations. People getting excited. We saw 20, almost 21 cents at one point for GEODNET. Nice to see that price creeping back up. So at 12 Geo per day, we are doing about $2.14. As you can see, for the week, we were at 18.5 cents last week during the video. Again, it went up twice, 20 cents right here, came back down to 18, up again, almost 21 cents, and it's come back to, I guess, reality. Along, basically, I think this is more because of the dip, not really because of GEODNET. This whole dip we're seeing right now in crypto. So who knows, if crypto and Bitcoin would have held tight, maybe this would have stayed up here with some momentum. As far as announcements, they have the 22nd, which is today, some kind of thing in Korea, looking for super hex in Korea. And if you have a place that you can host it, they talking about you could qualify for a free station. That's how bad they want this area covered, which is good. That's potential customers, all customers who need that area covered. So that's always a good thing. We're going to talk about more about these inserts for the MGW 310 GeoNet stations and the Wingbit stations in the Wingbit section in a little bit. That's all they really have had as far as any kind of announcements for GeoNet. Is still rolling, still positive, very positive on this project. It's a working project. Got customers and everything. Basically, the same thing I say every week. It's just chugging along, and that's what you want it to do. All right, moving on. I think it moved up 1 or 2 spots in our rankings. But next in line for number 3 is going to be Junk Coin. Junk Coin has the price is pretty much the same as it was last week. What we saw this week was a slight improvement in your average daily tokens. Even though I am not staking to the staking pool or the reward pool or whatever it's called, I still got a little bit of a bonus, I guess, because I hold NFTs. And that averaged, some days it was 240, 250. One day it was like 290. So when you average it out for the week, it was about 260,000. 260,000 by, your price, you're making about $1.14 per day. For those who might have missed my update last week or haven't been by the Junk Coin Discord, they did start selling also their own miners with this 3D printed dumpster. I think it's kind of cool looking. I like it. I'm not saying I'm getting one because I have my own, but I don't have my own like this. I just have my own Junk Coin miner. So, I don't know if somebody asked me this. I don't know if I could take my ESP32, technically turn it off, and then get that credential now on this. I don't know. Somebody asked me that. I don't know how that works. You do need an NFT for this, but they do have a special going on right now where if you grab a Dumpster Pro, which is the LCD version like this, I kind of like it. I think it's cool. I think it's cool as this LCD set up on the front. But you grab a Dumpster Pro with the LCD screen or a light, which is just the ESP32 with a mining credential, and you'll score a free 30% permanent booster NFT. It's forever boost your mining power. Promo 2 is you spend $50 plus in dollars in the miner merch store before shipping and tax, and they'll toss in a free 50% 30-day temporary boost that you can use. So that's 2 different offerings they got going on right now. Again, I think these are cool. I think whoever came up with this was pretty smart, and I think it'd be cool on my desk, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I don't know what they're even going for. So the Dumpster Pro is $78. The Dumpster model is just $19, and the Dumpster Lite with just the ESP32 device in it is $59. So as you can see, there is a ESP32 in it. So I guess the model only is no ESP32 in it, I'm assuming. Yeah, I don't know. Dumpster Pro, Dumpster Universal Housing. Those Dumpster, no device. So see that if I wanted just to put my ESP32 device in it, I can purchase just the model. I kind of want the LCD part of it, but we'll see. But as you can see, this is my screen right here, my console. And even though I have not participated in this boost pool at all, when you go down and you look at what the base, this is your base rewards, what people are normally getting, 207, 206, 206. but I'm getting some kind of boost pool rewards, even though I'm not participating in the boost. I don't know if it's just because I'm holding all these NFTs, maybe, which is giving me a total of, like I said, 261,000, 259,000, 263,000. This should be 290,000. So I am getting a little bit of a boost. So that's where I'm getting my numbers at. And if I wanted to boost, I could. But again, Sunday nights, I don't think about it. So I'm not messing with it. All right, moving on to number 4 is going to be Onocoy. Onocoy has had a small little price drop since last week. Not a lot to be concerned with, but it has a price drop. Still making about 31 Ono per day last I checked, which gives you about $1.11 a day in rewards. Their Discord has not really been that active. When you go to it, 1 or 2 people, 3 people chatting per day. That's about it. So for me, that's a little concerning because I just like to see active Discords. I mean, that doesn't automatically mean anything, but to me, it just makes me feel a little better when I see some active Discords. But no new announcements or anything since they had an announcement early in the month about their new paying customer, which is a positive, but nothing really new with Onocoy. It just keeps chugging away. I am running Onocoy on one of my devices that I have paired up with GEODNET. All right, so moving down to number fifth place. It's a little disturbing for me because I know how much I like the project, but it's going to be Entropy. Entropy has seen a serious price drop. It is still dropping now since I've updated this spreadsheet. We're making the average tokens we're making has stayed steady for about the past 2 weeks. At least it is for me. I have a 1.3 whale NFT for all my devices except one. One, I have the trifecta NFTs with the snake and the monkey along with the whale, which gives me 2.0 rewards or magnifier, whatever you want to call it, multiplier. But for right now, all the rest of them have 1.3, so that's what I have to gauge this with. And with the 1.3 NFT whale, I'm making 19,100, which gives me about $1.10 a day with the price at where it is on this sheet, 0.00058. However, when you look at this, it is dropping even more than that. It actually dropped even lower at 0.0056. You know, again, this is very disturbing to me. Probably not for the reason you think. Why? Because people got into this project knowing you can't sell. This is not the addition or whatever you want to call it to sell. They have plans for that in the future. They have plans for this project in the future, and people are selling and they're selling. And I'm hoping they're booted out the project. But you got people right now selling for $109, people selling for $73, for $12, $243, $187, $163. But the only thing I do kind of like about this is this spits in the face of the people that say Entropy ain't worth nothing. You can't get nothing out of Entropy. Entropy won't let you sell. It's impossible to sell. Your tokens are locked, whatever. You have people selling right here. Perfect example of that. And this isn't the bot or anything like that selling. This is different wallets that are selling 100 something at a time. So that goes to show you that people look, $235, $247, $142. This is why this project don't go up. So that's what sucks. Hopefully these people are booted out the project. Their device is locked out now. They lost their NFT from mining. That's what was supposed to happen when you sell like in these big chunks like this. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, if the G to deleter gets them, because what happens is if they sell these big chunks, now they start getting an X on their dashboard every day, or their console. And once they get like 7 X's, 5 X's, I can't remember exactly which one because I've never gotten them. But once they get so many of those X's, they're done, gone. So we'll see what happens with this. So, we take a look at Magic Eden, see what NFTs are doing right now. You have NFTs that are cheapest one right now is 916. You got a bid right now of 648, meaning if I wanted to sell one right now, instead of having to list it, I can just instantly sell it. That's what somebody has in that they're willing to buy one for. So Even at 916 right now, if you would sell one for that, you're looking at $201 in Solana. Now, I know Magic Eden takes a little small chunk of that, but that's what it's costing right now if you want to get into this project. I'm hoping to see this project, them do something to help this token out a little bit, because it's going to be hard to try to convince people to buy a $100-something Entropy Ashlar. In addition to this right here, you're looking at $330, $340, which are $1 a day. Do the math. It's about 10, 11 months to make your ROI on that. But hey, we've seen price fluctuation with this token before. I can easily see it getting back up to the 7s and 8s, with a little bit of momentum. Crypto market decides what it wants to do. All season, I'm hoping it can drop a 0. None of this financial advice, is just what I'm hoping, because I own a lot of Entropy and haven't sold any. I still have a snake that I need to sell. I don't know what it's going for right now, but I wish I would have sold it back when everything was a little bit hotter, but I'm hard-headed. Snake right now is going for 2.128 Solana. That seems to be the cheapest one right now, which is $462. If somebody buys that, if they want to trifecta like I got to get double 2x rewards, they have to buy a snake. They have to get a hold of a snake. Listen, I'm so busy. Like, I know this is gonna be something stupid, but I don't know what the hell I would even do with $400. Like, if somebody asks me, hey, I want to buy your NFT from you. Here's $400. I don't know what I would do with it. I don't know if I'd try to roll that into some more crypto, if I would just keep it for USDC for now, take it to pay some credit cards this month as profit, because that's one reason why I bought NFTs with Entropy, and I bought extra NFTs I knew I needed, because I looked at it as if I could sell a couple of NFTs, then that's a way for me to offloading some Entropy, not getting hit by G the leader. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I tried selling Entropy by itself, I'd get in trouble. But if I bought an NFT with Entropy and then sold that NFT later for Solana, I'm not getting in trouble. And that's kind of how I did it. I wish I would have bought more. I kicked myself in the ass. I learned now why they kept wanting me to buy more, and I kicked myself in the butt. All right, moving on. ROVR. We've seen a very healthy price increase with ROVR recently. So we've had some people asking about ROI recently. It was a discussion that was going on not too long ago. But as you can see, we've had a 44% increase in the ROVR token. We were at 0.00959 1/100 cents, whatever the hell it is, 0.0095. And now we're at a penny, almost a penny and a half. I think that's very well for the token. Even today we had a little bit of a dip and came back up. So one of the big things is ROVR is coming to MEXC, and actually, as the time of this right now, that would be in about 9 minutes. No, I'm sorry. That's midnight. So that would actually be about 9.5 hours from right now. So maybe people are pre-buying, thinking that people might be selling. I don't know. But ROVR is one of the few tokens right now that has actually had a very good price increase. So another thing that was being discussed was the rewards. I've always understood it that your rewards are 1.6 ROVR per kilometer, and I was recently told that has changed. Or if you're not going through normal, not going through kind of new roads, and those roads have already been scanned by ROVR, you're not getting the full 1.6. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea. I know last thing I was told was 1.6. Last thing I read was 1.6. I know y'all saying the easiest way is just to figure it out by your app. Currently, my truck has been in the shop. The shop that said, the GM shop, Chevy shop that said it's only going to take 1 week to get the roof fixed. I have a roof leak. When I stop my truck above my console, the roof's leaking. Like I have an indoor sprinkler system. And I was told the truck would take only a week. Last Thursday made 2 weeks. When I called last Thursday about it, they told me it could be another week. That is where my ROVR set up at. So until I can get my truck back, figure out the mileage, figure out what I'm putting on there, figure out what I'm getting rewarded, I can't give you an approximate of what I'm being rewarded for ROVR. So I plan on doing that as soon as I get to it, but we're going to have to figure out exactly what am I getting compensated for to kind of figure out this price. This is just a general price that I've been using that I figured out one day. X amount of tokens, depending if I drive back and forth to work and go get lunch and then run an errand or two after work and then come home. I was making roughly $1 a day the last I figured it out. So we'll reassess the whole thing when I get ROVR in my vehicle and I can do proper measurements. So don't forget, MEC-C. Hey, I'm glad to see ROVR's on the CEX. I do think MEC-C is the Dollar General. Those of you who have Dollar Generals, raise your hand if you have a Dollar General around your house, or 2 or 3 or 4 of them. Every time you wake up and go to work, there's a new one built across the street from the other Dollar General. They multiply worse than rabbits. But check out ROVR, or check out MEC-C if you want to exchange ROVR. I'm just holding all mine for right now. All right, moving on to the next one is going to be Natix. If y'all caught my video last week, I have a big boo-boo with Natix, if that's the word you want to use. I don't know what word you want to use. And oops, I'm sorry. But when I look at what my one-time drop rewards were for August, this is correct. $12,550 for a total of $8.46. However, even though I don't have a lot of people who have followed me into this, I do have some first round drivers, as they call them. I guess those people have also passed this on and you make something off of that. And then these rewards came several times throughout the month. And by the time I was done, I made almost $30 for the month. I'm wrong. I know it's not breaking the bank, but when you first consider that this was $8.46, and that was like 19 cents a day, 20 cents a day or something like that. Maybe a little bit more than that. I'm going to keep a closer eye on it. I am still running the Nitro when I can try to figure out if I got 2 weekends in a row that I know I'm going somewhere, then I make sure I'm hitting it. Just like, for instance, if y'all caught my videos over the weekend, in the previous weekend, I did a hunting, went to the hunting lease weekend before that, which is out of state. And then this past weekend, I went to New Orleans and doing some Natix hunting and stuff like that. Not Natix, KAGE, Chirp, Wings of Chronos. But either way, I had the boost or whatever it's called running, and we'll see what happens. And there was really no real difference in price on Natix. It was at 0.00077 a week ago, and it's at 7.6 now. So no really big difference. Moving on, DIMO. I hate to use my favorite words. Rule number 1. That's rule number 1. Told y'all, if y'all could, y'all better take profit from this project, because I felt, and I have nothing to back this up. This is only, this is my disclaimer. This is only my words and my words only. Nothing to back it up. It's just my gut feeling, but I have a pretty fat gut. It's a lot of y'all's feelings also, because y'all have also shared that with me. So I'm not the only one that feels like this. But with this constant price decrease that's going on, we're kind of back to reality. 0.005 is 0.05, or nickel is where we at. Is basically exactly where we were before all this price increase started coming in, and everybody was getting all excited, and everybody is jumping back in with subscriptions. And I kept telling y'all over and over, this is price manipulation, if you want to call it that. I don't like the word manipulation. Just a price them playing with price, putting liquidity into it or something, because I still think, I know I've said this over and over again, you're going to have to bear with me, but for the new people out there, I still feel that what happened was when they were about right here and rewards were starting to drop and they realized, holy hell, look how many people did not get subscriptions and we're losing those devices. They took their lunch money or their party money, fiesta money, or whatever it is, threw that into liquidity, got this price back up, because you know what happened when price went up? They admitted it. People signed up for subscriptions. And I said, as soon as all these people start signing up for subscriptions because they don't want to miss out on these big profits, price is going to drop. And everybody's like, no, man, this is the new way they're doing it. This is this and this is that. I'm like, okay, we'll see. We'll see. I ain't going to argue with y'all. We'll see. And bloop, there it is. Like a roller coaster. You go up the roller coaster, down the roller coaster. Then you come back up a little bit. Then you go down the roller coaster. And here we are a month later, and we're right back at 0.005 where we were when we started the roller coaster. I didn't pay for no subscriptions. My devices are free for the next 16, 17 months. Keep telling y'all, just so y'all know, not that anybody cares what I do, but y'all ask, I'll tell you, when my subscriptions, free subscriptions end in 18, 17, 16 months, I am not buying subscriptions to this. I will say, though, I will give credit where credit is due. Your rewards have gone up. At one point, we were averaging, I remember right, 13, 14 of these, a week or something like that, or something. It was something crazy. Every the day. But either way, rewards have come up. We're making 50 cents a day now, where before it was less than that. So you have seen those rewards. 59 DIMO is my average. I have two vehicles that are making like 64, 65 DIMO, and I got some that are making in the low 50s. So when you average it, you add the two together and it's divided by two, it's about 59 DIMO. And no news at all in their Discord. So moving on. Honeygain Pawns Byte Earnapp. Ladies and gentlemen, I know I've talked about this a lot lately, and it seems, again, I got egg on my face to a point. Not 100%, but to a point. I kind of rolled all these together when I thought all these would have the same rewards. After paying close attention to it, where, if y'all know my whole sob story, my son's in college, seems like he needs money for something, for anything. He's not really working. I want him concentrating on college with being his first semester. So when he needs gas money and a little bit of food money and stuff, I kind of throw that at him. I'm not paying for him to go party or nothing like that. That's for sure. He has his own money for that kind of stuff. But, I still don't mind paying for some of the stuff. So I normally take that out of my Earnapp. And last week, I was able to claim another $53 in Earnapp. And then when I look at my pawns, Honeygain, especially pawns, it doesn't move. It does not move at all, like as if it's broken. Even though it says there's 10 devices connected to it, it does not move. So last week, don't call me an exact day, I want to say last Thursday or so, I logged this down. Since last Thursday, my pawns was at $26.67. Today it's at $27.19. So that's about 40 cents or so in, maybe 50 cents in like 4 or 5 days. 4 or 5 days. However, when you go to Earnapp, I cashed out Earnapp. Let me see. I don't want to lie to you. Let me see when I cashed out Earnapp. I cashed out Earnapp on the 19th. It got paid on the 21st. The 19th was a Friday. So in 3 days, 20th, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I have made $22. $22 when I made 50 cents in pawns. So listen, we're not making the rewards that we were making before with this. With Earnapp, we were making double that. That's how bad, fast we were making those rewards. I might have 2 or 3 extra on Earnapp that I have on pawns, just to be honest and fair, but still, it shouldn't make that much of a difference. But my point I'm trying to make is, if you don't have devices running on Earnapp and you're running anything else like Grass or any of these other projects like that, even DIY Wingbits devices or anything, you got to get them on Pawns. I mean, on Earnapp. If you don't want to go through trouble with the other ones, I can understand that. Honeygain is a little bit better than Pawns, slightly better. You can see that in this spreadsheet. But basically, what I looked at about, you look a day later, but here is, I made about 20 cents in Pawns, $7 in Earnapp, $2 in Honeygain. So I have links to down there for these devices, for these projects. And if you use my link, you get a bonus to even start out with. So I just want to take my time to kind of explain that, because I know I've been kind of harsh on Earnapp lately. Byte benefit that somebody talked me into trying is crashed on every one of my devices right now, and I'm not troubleshooting it. I find it's the worst out of the four. I don't know what it pays because it just keeps crashing out. On the PCs it only runs on PCs. There's no Docker or anything like that, but that it is what it is. Earnapp is the real deal. And I'm gonna tell y'all, year to date, by far, Earnapp is my #1 project. It really deserves to be #1, but it's just not fair because I am running this on probably 12, 13 devices. But when you look at what I have made so far, I have made $864 this year, basically. Because I didn't start cashing this out till this year. $864 this year on Earnapp. Now again, the rewards changed a little bit, but if you don't want to get messed with anything else, at least get on Earnapp and use my link below, please. It's going to help y'all out. It's going to help y'all out starting out with points. So there you go. Moving on, it's going to be WeatherXM. WeatherXM price is at 10 cents right now. Price on WeatherXM has basically stayed about the same since last week, so we haven't seen a big change on that. News, they had some quality QOD issues with M5 stations, of course, because that's one of mine I have. Whatever. They are introducing a compensation rewards in first distribution. They're excited to announce the launch of compensated rewards mechanism. I saw somebody bring this up in Discord earlier. Want to know why they got dual rewards today? And this says it. On September 19th, they ran the first compensation rewards distribution covering 3 past incidents. February 3rd, 5,000 stations were compensated with 11,000 WXM. 16 stations compensated with 25. And May 1st, a bunch with 7,000 stations with 3. I don't know if they mean that 7,000 stations were compensated with 3,000 WXM each or divided between them, because I don't know how they're going to fix that in tokenomics. But anyway, this marks the first step towards a more robust and fair reward process for all station owners. So looking at my rewards, it looks like on the 19th, I got an extra, you ready for it? 0.55 rewards. So then somewhere else it says I got an extra 2.67 extra rewards for a total of 3.22 extra rewards for the compensation that we're talking about here. So check y'all's and see if y'all got it. But that's really been about it. No more on this whip thing that people were going crazy about. I haven't heard any more about it. Nobody's really told me anything about it. So we'll see where it goes from here. All right, moving right along. Next is going to be grass. I promise I'm not going to spend 10 minutes on it like last time, because there's no difference and there's no reason for me getting all triggered and blowing up into Discord and stuff again. So grass is at 0.72, a slight little decrease since before. Y'all know my 2 cents on this. The longer they wait to pay, I think it's going to continue to get worse. It's going to make sentiment worse. We've gone a year without being compensated. They don't think there's anything wrong with that. We're in the middle of Epoch 11. Epoch 11 ends September 29th. So that will be next Monday, it looks like. Right now, it looks like we're going to Epoch 12. And I think that will cause another price dump when people sell. That's just what I think. We saw that when we went from Epoch 10 to Epoch 11. And I think people are just ready to get compensated. I'll just say the same argument I make every time for people who might be new here. This project has already rewarded. It's not like they have to figure out rewards. It's not like they have to figure out how to do rewards, how they're going to accomplish it, how they're going to dole it out. They have already did rewards a year ago. To say that they're putting all their effort into this project and doing other things, I think that's a BS answer. You've already did rewards. Somebody can trigger rewards or reward mechanism at the same time that they're working on everything else. Again, I'm not going to get all deep into it again. I looked at the Discord for 30 seconds, see if there's any updates or announcements or anything like that, and I got triggered that fast. Just with people simply saying they'll give out rewards when they're ready. Like it ain't nothing. And I'm like, come on. But, cheerleaders are going to cheer. All right. Moving on to the next is going to be Silencio. Now, Silencio had a big announcement also. The past week, you have not seen much of an increase going up with Silencio. You were at 0.004 last week, 0.004 this week, even with the big news. The big news is that they're somehow, I watched it, I shared it with y'all. Go check my X, go check Silencio. But basically, to me, it looks like they're pivoting. I'm told it's not a pivot. It's more broadening, if that's the way you want to call it. But where before they were concentrating on you taking your phone and going walk all over the place and getting these measurements and of sound and stuff like that, now they're moving on to AI listening, being the data for AI as far as sound. So again, go watch their video, which will explain more. But part of it is you're training AI with your voice. Apparently there's not a lot of this kind of data of the voice or sound for AI, for robotics and stuff. Silencio thinks they've tapped into it. Perfect example is when you download, and there's an app or something that you can download on your desktop. It's only on desktop, the better rewards on desktop. But basically you're speaking to the AI, training the AI, and you get rewarded for that. There are kind of like super hexes in DIMO. I'm sorry, not DIMO, GEODNET. They also have certain areas that want voices, so they're willing to compensate more. So if you're like on this example, on announcement, if you're a French speaker, Malaysian English speakers, you drop your flag below and you can start doing it. You can start training AI, and then you will give robots a real voice and you will get compensated. And because you're in this certain area, you'll be compensated even more. That's what Silencio is now. Get rewarded for training AI daily. You can come in on your own and you can speak this right here and you get rewarded for it. I think this is a pivot. Y'all can tell me what y'all want. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm just saying, I'm just calling it like it is. I think this is a pivot. We haven't seen the token price go up at all because of this. They say they're still interested in sound. Eventually that app is coming to the phone at some point, but I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Moving on, next is going to be Helium. Look, we tried being positive on Helium last week, and it comes to bite us. You're not seeing this gigantic improvement on Helium like they said that they were expecting. They thought Helium was going to improve and the price would be improving because of this big buyout they did a week or two ago, where they bought out this big whale and who was making the price go down and was slowly selling every day. And they spent $2 million or $3 million to buy him out. It's not reflecting it. I kind of told you all that. I didn't think it was going to reflect it. I don't know what fixes helium at this point. I will give the team that they are trying. They're not just resting on their past. They are trying different things to resurrect this. Some people say there's nothing wrong with this. Some people say there's nothing to resurrect it. This is an ongoing thing. You read Twitter, X, and you would think that everything's hunky-dory with helium. All I know is my stations are getting less and less rewards. I have 15 stations, and they all make about maybe a dime a day. Maybe. Rewards are going down, and the token price is going down. So I don't know what else. But you read these Twitter X reports, and you got people thinking that the most bullish news you can about this. So we'll see. Good luck, Helium. I need you to come up. Next is going to be SOARCHAIN. SOARCHAIN's got problems. So SOARCHAIN, look, for those who haven't noticed, I kind of got rid of, just for right now, so I can think of something new, the whole like struggling section that I had this under, or, you know, fight for last place or whatever. But SOARCHAIN seems to truly be doing that. I don't know what the status of SOARCHAIN is. I might have to put this along with ERWIN, because price has been plummeting. If you can say plummeting, you know, we're already down 95.9, basically 96% since the beginning. So, you know, it was at 2 cents. We're about to add another zero. That's how far this has come. And in the last month, you've lost 57%. Even the last week, you've lost 25%. We're having issues currently right now with our getting rewards. And in the Discord, there is nobody answering anything right now. I've asked several times as far as the dashboard camera. I was hoping that that would do a little better. And we got rewards once, maybe twice from the dashboard camera, and that was it. That was a week or two ago. When you look at the dashboard camera rewards on your phone, on your device, it does say that you have increased your dashboard SOAR tokens. However, they're not going into your wallet. They're not going into your rewards section. They're not going anywhere. So you're not actually being rewarded for that. We have asked several times on here, what's the status of that? And nobody can answer that. People are still asking for the status of airdrop for Cosmos stakers who registered their wallets. People who did a Cosmos staking, maybe during testnet. I know they've been asking about this for months. Nobody can answer that question. It seems like the only thing they want to talk about is the Aster. And all I'm saying is, you know, I'm not getting involved in anything else with this project. Definitely not touching this Aster thing, even though some of y'all have asked about it. When they can't get none of the rest of this stuff straight, I'm not getting any more deeper into it. I am still staking all my SOARCHAIN. It's a 3-month unbind. I'm making 500 and something tokens a day, maybe, in staking, and I keep taking it, but probably after December, I'm thinking, I'm sorry, after October or sometime during October, I'm probably going to start unstaking these tokens, or just keeping the rewards daily and not restaking them, because I really think if we have this alt season that I'm hoping we have come November, December, January, I'm really thinking I'm going to sell as much as I can out of this and just lick my wounds and get out. You know, only money I have invested in the SOARCHAIN is my little Modus device, which was $89.90. And that's just me bailing out of it. So ERWIN is no different than what I keep talking about before. Token price is still slowly dropping. There's zero volume at all, maybe $1 in the last 24 hours. Literally, maybe less than $1 sold in there. In the Discord, other than 1 or 2 people saying good morning yesterday and today, in the last 3 or 4 days, there is no chat at all in the Discord. But yet, every now and then you see somebody asking about buying NFTs. That's where I need to put a question mark around my head that anybody would think about that right now with this project. Again, I supported the project in the beginning. It was a cool project, cool thing with the cat in the box and guessing the rewards and stuff like that. But this project has basically died. So that's ERWIN. Next is going to be Wingbits. Wingbits, we did the AMA. I did the AMA video last week. If you haven't caught it, go catch it. But basically, AMA recap. They were supposed to announce this weekend. We were told by the admins that it was going to be late last night or early this morning. There was going to be this huge announcement on the Wingbit side. We haven't seen it yet. That was mentioned in their AMA by Robin this weekend, which was last weekend. We were supposed to see an announcement. So we don't know what happened to it yet. We know it was not going to be nothing TGE related, any kind of announcement or anything like that. So, I don't know if it was another supplier of devices. We don't know if it was about staking or another collaboration or something. We don't know what it was, but that for those who are asking me in my Discord about it, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know where it's at. I don't know what the news is. But right now, I'm sure 20 minutes after I post this video, they might announce it tonight. But I don't know. If it's something really, really important, y'all know I'll make a video strictly on that. One of the other things is they did announce the retrofit available for WB200s and MGW310 units. If you have one of these high-fix devices that falls within these serial numbers and it's still working correctly, you fill out this form right here. In this form, you can fill it out with all the information, and they will send you one of the retrofitted devices for your device, a little retrofitted part. So all it really is I've seen me advertise in the past the polyphasers or lightning protection, surge protectors, anything for your antennas. That's basically all this is. You can see it. It goes right here. So it looks like, and it goes right here. Hey, they swear that they've tested it and that they know this was the issue. I have been corrected that this is the issue. So I'm not gonna say too much more about it. So right now, that's all there is for Wingbits. I know they're doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Make sure you check the change log. Make sure you check the video I did last week about the AMA so you can catch what some of those changes are. I just don't want to make this video way too long when I've already did a video that kind of covered it. 375 AI, a lot of people are asking about testnet, mainnet, and stuff like that. And there's been really no news on it. We know that they were talking about how, their first trial that they had, pilot program, whatever they had in Los Angeles, with their full setup, how great it was and stuff like that. But we really haven't heard anything more since then. Check the announcements. There's no news at all. Checking in Discord, there's no news at all. So for right now, no news on 375 AI. I'm still running it every Monday, getting our testnet tokens. Keep on running it until we hear something different. Moving on, COMBINDER. I have to say I have been trying to keep up with COMBINDER in their Telegram group. There are some different, contests and stuff like that. If you share the news and share their X and stuff like that, I try to share it when I can, when I see stuff. I really don't catch too much of their stuff on X. Not like I do BrushO. BrushO is on X constantly, but no news right now about mainnet or anything like that. I did see somebody post somewhere that on COMBINDER, the plugs have started to come back in stock. So if you're still waiting on a plug from Shelly, go check the Shelly website. I don't know if Amazon is back in stock or not. Right now, it looks like this is still not available. So I have purchased 4 of these, 3 of these from Amazon, one directly from Shelly. They both took about the same time frame. It took about a week to come in. So if you happen to see the ones from Shelly in stock and it's still saying out of stock here, you might want to get the ones from Shelly. But again, not financial advice. We don't know what's going to happen with any of these projects like that. But one thing we can say, we like to get into projects early. Combinder does not cost anything to get into other than the cost of that plug. It's not like some of these plugs that are also included in the project and that costs $100, $200, $300. The Combinder plug, at least for America, was $22 or $24 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. $27. I can't remember. It's been since July since I purchased it. It doesn't show me the price right now. Again, you have 4 of them. When you put 3 or more on there, you get some kind of Combinder bonus. And then after that, you're just making a token a day. So right now I'm collecting 4 tokens a day, all 4 mono plugged in somewhere. So that's Combinder. If anything more news comes out, I'll make sure to pass that one on. Last but not least is BrushO. Making about 80 tokens a day if you brush once. If you brush twice, it's 100-something tokens a day. I've been brushing twice. I will say this thing gives me an incentive to at night when I'm really, really tired and I'm not in the mood to go brush my teeth, to go do it because it's fun. Listen, it's the little things, you know, as you get older, there's fewer and fewer toys that you get to play with. And me, who's never had, I tell you this all the time, I've never had an electric toothbrush before. While my teeth are cleaner, I'll still say this. To me, it's like a fun challenge to try to beat the app. But when I was trying to follow the app as I was brushing, the best I could get was like an 81 or 82. However, what I've been doing lately is I don't even pay attention to the app. I just take it and brush it like a normal toothbrush, just all around and then all around and then all around and all around. And now I'm getting 91s and 92s by ignoring the app and just brushing all over the place constantly, I'm getting 91s, 92s, or 94 the other day. So if you want to try to up your score, because the more points, the more score you get, the more BrushO tokens you get, try to just, you know, not follow the app. So with that, y'all can tell I'm tired. It was a late day yesterday, busy day, but I'm just gonna tell y'all, you know, just keep holding it down, keep on going. You know, we're making small residual income. It was nice when it was nice when I did this. You know, this was at one point was at like $25 and $30 a day when you added all this up. And we're at $12 a day. That's $12 a day when you add all these up. For some people, $12 a day times $360 a month. But we know it doesn't work out like that because, you know, the way it goes into some projects and it gets staked, or we just don't mess with it. But it just seems like all of our projects are down. I remember when Chirp was at 5 something and GeoDNet was at 4 something, 5 something, and then Junk and Entropy. Oh man. So we'll keep having at it. Been trying to do more and more videos, trying to keep up with everything. A lot of changes in projects going on right now. Trying to bring all that news to you, trying to stay active in Discord. Make sure you join my Discord. Make sure you like this video before you go away. If you watch this entire video, please put in in the comments below, hey, I watched this entire video. Trying to do a little tracking poll right now to see, you know, depending on how long it is, I want to see who's been sticking around the whole time or not. You know, so like the video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't gotten the Discord, please go to Discord. If you need anything from Helium, deploy. I got a Nubula supposedly coming to me. I've told you all that before. And I finally, supposedly, am getting one shipped to me. I don't have the shipping number yet, but I've been asked for my address. And it was supposedly being shipped out today. So I'm excited to be part of Nubula. I got some people who really want me to get involved with the nodes. I don't know if I'm going to get involved with nodes. The money. And, you know, at least with the Nubula weather stations, and even this goes for any project. It's one thing to have a tangible, hard object, you know, for that project that you can, you know, hold on to, whatever like that. But a node is just a program in your computer. And I would really have to know what the rewards are before we start messing with that. So, you know, I want to see what Nubla's doing first before I start jumping into the node thing. But Other than that, I thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next video.